So without any further ado, I'd like to bring things over onto the demonstration. When looking at any demonstration, I like to think of a day in the life of who may be using the system. And when I think of a day in the life, I'd either start my day in my Outlook, in my email, or in my CRM on a dashboard. For today, let's start our day in our email, and we'll transfer into the CRM from there. So what you'll see here is look much like any of your desktop Outlooks for those of you that are using it. The only thing that we'll notice is a little bit different is our dynamics pane up in the corner. So here we have a traditional email from one of our members. They'd like to upgrade their membership. Could you please tell me how to do this? Now we have a few different things that we can do from here. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click my dynamics pane, open it up to see if this recognizes a contact within my system. Once I recognize whether it's a contact within the system, which you can see here it is, I could either create a contact if it was not a contact already. I could create an account if there's an organization they belong to, or if we already have those, I can create an opportunity or a case right from here, depending on its content. The first thing I'm going to do is actually track this email. So once I track that email, any communication now on this thread will be tracked back to this user's contact record. Or if I wanted it regarding a specific opportunity, I could regard it on that opportunity or case from there. In this example, I'd like to see if we wanted to route this case to another person to help Michael here upgrade his membership. So if I would like to, I would fill in the customer's information. I can fill in the case title, the subject and case type, which is very interesting because we can have automatic routing based on the subject type, or a case type. So if you have an individual that handles all the questions versus a problem, we can have it automatically routed to those individuals. Or if at this time you don't know exactly how to route it by subject or case type, we can automatically, or manually I should say, assign this now to others. So I can just type in the individual I'd like to assign it to and have it get a notification that they've received this opportunity or case. The last thing I'm going to do is actually show is if I wanted to handle this here myself. So we can see how we could create an account, case, contact, or lead or opportunity out of this email we have here. But what if I actually just want to help Michael here and now and get this over with, resolve the case right here. So I'm going to hit reply to the email. I'm actually going to reopen my dynamics pane. And what we can do from here is use knowledge articles that are stored within the CRM. So not something on your desktop, or so you can have this anywhere on any device that you're accessing your Outlook. And once we open up our dynamics pane, we have the ability to add one of those knowledge articles. In this case, I'm going to add a knowledge article around upgrading his membership. So just using an asterisk, I'm looking up any one that include a 1, and I'm clicking on the new membership and selecting it. This is actually going to populate my email here with what they need to do to upgrade their membership and a link to the portal that they need to go to do so. So very interesting, you can see the amount of functionality we have here just from the Outlook, and all of that doesn't need to be done on the CRM side, it's seamlessly tracked back. As I mentioned, we can start our day in one of two places. And so we had a look at our Outlook there, and now let's take a look on the dashboard side. So in this case, this is an example of a Power BI dashboard, and Power BI is very valuable for multiple reasons, but one of the great things about Power BI is that we can connect to multiple data sources so we can report on data that's not actually stored within our CRM. This report here is a classic management report. We can take a look at invoices, renewals, applications, or current members, but there's a lot of interesting stories here if we take a little bit of a deeper look. Let's have a look down at our applications for the year. When we take a look at January, I can drill down into January and you can see other data on the chart reflect that. So our tracking goals see that I had 18 applications with only 6 new members. And having a look at our applications, I can tell that I had 6 other ones here rejected and 6 in our pending approval. Now, let's call it about 33% that we had from applications to new members. As we go forward in the year, we can see the application volume drastically increase. Now, when that happens, we'd think that we'd have an increase of new members. But when I drill down into July, I only have 3 new members. I have 26 applications pending approval and 12 rejected. And now, so for me, what I see is a bottleneck in our process that we can't handle the increase of applications as we see a much lower turnover to new members as our applications increase. So this solution here would have everything we need to fix it as well. But of course, this gives us the ability to actually report and manage and understand what's happening and when. A quick look at the navigation from here. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the coolest things about Power BI is actually being able to speak in plain English or other languages to actually ask a question of your data. So in this case, as I mentioned, I have it connected to our renewal data. So what I could do is actually just ask a question of our data and say we want to know our expected renewals. It's going to give me that number there at 979, but I want to know that by month. And you can see that it's going to produce that for me in a bar chart, and I can see the breakdown by month. But let's go one step further, and I want to know what that looks like in a pie chart. So I can see the breakdown of how this is spread out through the year. And if this visual is good to me and the percentages that I'm seeing here, I can pin this visual to that existing dashboard you just saw. Or if there's a new meeting or report that I'd like to create weekly, we can have that there. So as I was just getting to is navigation within the CRM. So what we want to take a look at is on the left-hand side here, we can see all of our different entities. And this one, we have most of the entities exposed. But for example, if you were just focused on a member increase or focused on member development, we may only see our opportunities, accounts, and contacts, because those are the relevant entities to you. Versus where if you work in customer service, we may find ourselves only seeing accounts, contacts, and then cases. So we understand, so we don't have a cluttered screen and we can focus on the things that are important to us. Management, or those of which that want to get the 360-degree view, can easily have all of these exposed to themselves. And as we get better, we can keep that collapsed and use these on the side pane right here. Just for today's purposes, so you can follow better, I'll keep that opened up.